Ho, ho, ho! Welcome once again to Cooking with Santa. Today we're going to be making an onion soup. The ingredients are 1.5 tablespoons of virgin olive oil, 4 cups of leeks, halved and thin sliced, just the white and the pale green only, 1¼ cups of shallots, thin sliced, a half a bundle of scallions, also thin sliced, 8 cups of sweet onion, thin sliced, 4 cups of red onions, thin sliced, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1½ tablespoons of olive oil, 1/4 cup parsley, 1 tablespoon thyme, 1/3 cup sherry, 5 cups of beef broth. Now for the bread, we're going to use a baguette, angle sliced, and we're going to brush it with some olive oil and put it in a broiler to toast it. We're going to flip it over, and with a half a cup of Gruyere or Swiss cheese, we're going to cover the other end and put it back in the broiler until that cheese melts. That's going to go on top of the bowl of soup. This is going to be really good. Now you may have noticed there's 2 sections with the olive oil. I like to do that because I like to separate my ingredients as they're being used. So this one is pretty much in like 4 or 5 sections, so it just makes working a little easier. So I hope you enjoy. We'll get to it. We've got a lot of thin slicing going on here, a lot of stuff to slice. So for the video, I'm just going to give you an idea of what I'm doing with my handy slicer. Have it set on the first setting, and I'll get my leek, slice it through, and that's a thin slice. That looks pretty nice. So we've got leeks, shallots, scallions, sweet onions, red onions to slice. So this is going to be a while. We'll come back after everything's sliced. Here we have the leeks. They've been cooking for about 8 minutes, and they've pretty much reduced by half. So now we're going to add the shallots and the scallions and the garlic. I believe I may have omitted that from the ingredients in the intro. It is 4 cloves of garlic, or if you're like me, and if you buy the already minced, it'll be 2 teaspoons. Now we're gonna combine this for about a minute. Let the shallots, garlic, and leeks all mix up in here. And we're going to let that go for about a minute. And once we've got that, we're going to add our onions, salt and pepper. Now we're going to add the other portion of our olive oil, another 1½ tablespoons. And this is where we're going to add also the red onion, the sweet onion. Now this, we're going to cook for about 45 minutes until it reduces by about half. That's a lot of onions, but as you know, as you cook onions, they really, for lack of a better term, shrink quite a bit. So we'll come back to this in 45 minutes. We're not even halfway yet, and you can see how it's reduced already. Okay, the first 45 minutes have gone, and we just added the parsley and thyme. We're going to cook another 35 to 45 minutes. So how does this look to you? Is that brown enough and reduced enough? We're going to add our 1/3 of a cup dry sherry. Scrape off the bits from the bottom. We're going to add our beef broth. It's 5 cups. We're going to bring this to a boil. And let it simmer for 15 minutes. And it's ready to serve. I'm going to brush our baguette with a little olive oil. And put it under the broiler. Okay, we pulled these out of the broiler. We flipped them over and we laid some Gruyere on top. We're going to put them back in the oven under the broiler for another 4 to 6 minutes until the cheese is nice and melted. The baguette and the cheese are still under the broiler, but the soup is done. How does that look? So now we're going to serve a bowl. And lay a piece of the baguette on top. Isn't that beautiful? So here we are. The taste test. I even have some extra pieces of bread here. Oh my, this is really good. So good. You got to do this recipe. You're going to love it. Merry Christmas.